Hi guys, it's gonna be collective love reading, timeless reading. Take what resonates. We have Three of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Four of Wands. So, if you've been working on something recently, or you've been working on something for a while, that has to do with like acknowledging your past, but also like moving forward and like building something new from your past, or separate from your past. But whatever that is that you've been doing or working on is significantly helping your self-love and your like inner child healing that has to do with romantic relationships, or sexual relationships. You may notice that you're like overly sexual right now. Like you're just, around the time you're watching this video, I think that's just because there's this energy of like shifting and change surrounding you right now about the Empress in reverse, the actions you're taking in life, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you're like a little indecisive about the actions you're taking. Like sometimes you're more sure of it, and then other times you're not as sure of it. But even so, it's like a powerful thing that you're working on and changing. It's like a big part of your life path and your karma and your destiny, and how you help other people. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed, you kind of have no other option. You might feel like this huge shift that's happening in your life right now is sort of like inevitable, or you couldn't really choose any other way, like you have to do this. And you're definitely not going for like pride here, fame or recognition or anything like that with the Six of Wands reversed. I think this thing that you're working on, you're choosing to do is shifting your perspective on like your own ego and your sense of pride, and you're having to really take a step back from your pride to be able to work as hard as you've been doing. And this has cost you to grow a lot in a short period, which is why things are shifting so fast. But generally this shift is so intense because it has to do with how you show affection to yourself and how you show affection out to the world. So how you give and receive love, or how you express love and take it back. So maybe you're being more open with it, or maybe your mindset has shifted on it. It's like a snake shedding its skin. Like you're just growing into a new person, but this is also changing your romantic relationship significantly. And this also has to do with your workplace. So I'm sensing, because you've become so stable now with whatever it is you're working on, whether it's yourself and self-love or it's like a project, that stability is growing in the same facet of the part of you that brings stability to relationships. And you may not realize this or recognize this, but you've been working hard, and it's caused a significant change, which is why your material world or your surroundings might be shifting so much right now for you. But with the Page of Pentacles, yeah, like the way you speak is changing, like the way you speak to yourself and the way you speak to others, and not just like the words you use, and the thought patterns you have, but the way you use, the way you think, and the way you speak. It's becoming more soft, more sensual, more just letting go in the flow with the universe. And this is causing this work to come more naturally to you and to feel more like fulfilling. But I'm also sensing because of this, you're feeling gaining more confidence through stability, of this just like loving and trusting yourself, which is making you more of a sensual person, like this self-love that you're giving yourself and you're just like feeling with the world. It's just bringing about the sensuality within you. Just like the smoothness, and it's making you seem more like a romantic person, or just have more of a romantic vibe, because you're getting more into your sensuality and sense of self-love, and you might even be healing major like wounds that have to do with your sexuality, how you express your sexuality, because I see that changing here as well significantly. I see you becoming more comfortable with your sexuality, and more outspoken with it, whereas before you might have been a little bit afraid of it. Four of Wands. With Four of Wands being stability in relationships here, I'm sensing that this stability you've been bringing about within yourself is significantly affecting your potential for relationships if you're not in a relationship right now, or just your relationships in general with friends, family, partners, because it's like things are suddenly becoming clearer to you, and like you're less stressed about your relationships. Especially with this self-love, you've learned to just let go and let other people deal with their own things. But it's also just like you've got your own thing going on and you've got your own sensuality, and so you just let other things be as they may, because you're focused on your own business, you're minding your own business. And because you're minding your own business in a stable way, like you're doing stable things and like generally keeping a stable path with whatever you're doing, you're growing in a positive way that is making you less stressed, less clutter-minded, and making you see things more clearly, especially in your relationships, which are starting to flow a lot more easier, as if like unclogged pipes. I'm also seeing that your intuition is also significantly like growing, or is very just transparent and clear right now, like very it goes a long way. If you like use your intuition in the material world somehow, this is really bringing a lot of abundance to you, and it could also be like significantly affecting your work life in a positive way, where it's like making it more easier, more triumphant, more opportunities, more luck, if this intuitive thing isn't your work life itself, of which maybe all these things are related for you. Maybe you have like a workplace relationship, or like flirtationship. It's not really quite there because y'all are both like wanting it to be a subtle, stable thing, like you're wanting to take it slow or whatever. This might resonate for some of you, and it's like this self-love, this stability, this working on whatever it is you're working on is, causing you to be more attracted to, or like come closer in contact to this person in your workplace. That's for those of you who have that workplace romance, but for most of you, I'm seeing that you're just like single right now because you're working on yourself, or you're working on your money, or you're just trying to like be stable right now. You're not really focused on other things, but you don't realize how like sensual you've become, like how like wise and mature of a person you've come, that's made you more sexy. And not only that, but like how much you've grown as a person and like grown into the stability that you have now, and this money, this whatever you've got now. You've significantly grown your capacity for relationships. Like you've significantly grown your ability to communicate and have equal give and take, and also detach when you need to detach and just focus on yourself. Like with all this work you've been doing, and with how passionate you've been about it, you probably haven't realized, because you've been so focused on that, you haven't seen the fact that this romantic side of you is, or sexual side of you is more like, is changed a lot, in a significant way, and like probably like a positive way for most of you. Like maybe you're doing more than you were before. Maybe you're just more accepting of yourself than you were before, or maybe you're more experimental, or whatever it is. It's not even necessarily that you were in a bad space. Like some of you were, like you might have had bad relationships, but now that's all changing because you've spent so long working on yourself. But for others of you, you didn't even, you know, you weren't even in a bad space romantically and sexually. It's just like you're such a crazy cool person. You've changed so much as a person that you've already like expanded so much on your sense of romance and and sexuality through all this work you've been doing in the material world and on yourself. And it's just like, just I keep feeling like expansion, growth, like your sense of self and love for yourself and love for others is just on another level. It's on the next level, basically. It's some next level shit. Like for some of you, this might even have to do with like ascension and your spiritual path. Like you just feel like you're really ascending to where you need to be, or like being where you need to be in life, and you're more comfortable with it. And you just feel like everything's happening in divine timing. You're really trusting in the process. I feel like this is a confirmation from spirit for you that like you have been working hard and you have grown a lot in ways you don't even see because you're so focused on this work. And you also aren't yet aware of how much stability this is going to bring you in the future. Like I know that what you're doing is stable and like progressive, and like you're like, yeah, this is what I should be doing. But like your angels are like, bro, looking back from the future, like they're in the future, like, bro, you don't even know like the amount of stability this is going to bring you in the future. And I also see that you're really passionate about this. Like the more you give into your passions and indulge in your passions, the more you sort of like grow into this sensuality, and self-love and confidence of like expressing such sensuality and sexuality, where you might be finding positivity in places where you used to only find negativity. Like your mindset is just generally shifting and changing all around when it comes to these things. It's crazy how your like stability and sense of work life tends to be tied with your like feelings towards stability in relationships, and your feelings towards your own sexuality. My collective, like you're not the type of person to be like, I'm keeping my work life and my romantic life completely separate. No, you're not that person. Nope. For those of you, this is a workplace romance. It's like, okay, Spirit just told me for some of you, if this is a workplace romance, you need to be careful because Justice in reverse and Ten of Cups pop out here, and you know you should be doing this, something you shouldn't be doing, or you just going after someone who's like, you know is gonna be trouble. But like have your fun, I guess, if you want to. Like you're just, I see in other areas of your life you're being stable. You just know that this person isn't gonna last long, so just have fun with it. Just don't grow attached. But for others of you, if this still workplace romance, but it's not like a bad thing, it's like an actually equal give and take type thing. Yeah, you and this person are already like we're taking it so slow. So just keep taking it slow. Like you're already doing what you're doing. It's probably not going to change for a while. But yeah, that is your reading, my collectives.